Okay, so here reviewing ICYK 111, Cold, hits can player learning, Tracer, dropped 4 divisions, 2 VODs, can't stop losing games, and Tracer, this, you felt like it was a decent game. This helps with Junkrat in May. And then on your comment, I just want to add a bit more here and say that a lot of my biggest problem aware of this I have is that a lot of my time my fights just suck. I'm either not taking them on my terms and get recall forced, or I struggle to get myself to good positions. My entire uptime repositioning ratio is my primary focus right now. Okay, so I kind of agree with that assessment. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that you need to... Oh, sorry. I lost my train of thought there. I'm going to go ahead and say that generally on Tracer, what you want to be doing, well, generally on every character, what you want to be doing is enemy team comp. Which one of these characters has the toughest time against my character? How can I exploit that? How can I create a matchup with that character as many times as possible? On their team, we have Zen and we have Mercy. Both these characters have bad matchups in Tracer, Zen especially. Mercy does too, but it's a lot harder to exploit because it requires really good mechanics and ability to use Tracer. Whereas Zen just has a bad matchup into Tracer, even if you're not that good with Tracer. Now, we identify that, just like we should with all of our characters. General playstyle on Tracer, and you do a pretty good job at this, is we're getting on an off angle, doing damage, getting to our matchup that we want. You want to have as many resources as possible, your blinks, your recall up, before you take the engagement. You take the engagement, you use all your resources to get a kill, maybe. So you get the kill, then you take a beat, if you can, to reassess. Do I still have my recall? Do I still have some blinks? Can I push forward in this fight, or do I need to take a second, get my resources back, and then fight again? And you do a pretty good job of, once your recall is forced, chilling out a bit. And that's something that you should always do on Tracer. When you have your recall, it's kind of do whatever to a certain extent, but once your recall is forced, then you chill out a bit, play with your team more, and you do a pretty good job of that. Of the aspects of these things that we're doing here, you do not exploit the Zen nearly enough. Zen is so free with Tracer, especially when they don't have Mercy as the other support. Also not very good in the Tracer. Can't really protect the Zen from you. You take so many engagements against Soldier and Ash, both of who can really force you out. I mean, if Soldier hits you with a rocket, instant recall. If Ash hits you with anything, really, in her kit, instant recall. So those are tougher matchups. I'm not saying you should never fight Ash or Soldier, but they're just tougher fights, and the Zen is so free, you don't fight the Zen nearly enough times. The other thing would be what you're talking about with not having enough uptime. Sometimes you take bad pathing that leads to your recall being forced early, or just not being at the right place at the right time. So try and point that out and all the little things as we go here. Here, you can path this way. It's not always a bad thing, but maybe it's a little too much wasted time. To come all the way around there, especially if you're just going to go right back to here. If you're going to go all the way around there, then you should, hold up, let me remember the controls here because it's been a while since I did this. Okay, if you're going to come all the way around here, you should probably go around to here and see our boy Zen right here. Ooh, if we had taken that timing there, instead of going there, we're right here. We see Zen, half health. Nobody's looking at him to help him. Dead. But for some reason, we went all the way around there, and then we came back, and then we come back to here. Well, you wasted a bunch of time if you were just going to do that. And also, you can shoot tank a bit as Tracer, but that's more when you don't have your recall, or when the tank's pushing too far in and you need to force them out or try and focus them up for the kill. Alright, how do I get back on your character? Oh, that's annoying. Okay. I don't even get to see that Zen is low there, but we got it. Whoa! Spend all that time shooting tank when they have a Zen, and the tank's not even out of position. Not really that effective. Also here you just die to nothing because you can recall off any effects. Recall acts as cleanse, so if you recall here, the fire damage will go away. Sometimes you can try and save recall, but I mean, right now you should definitely be recalling. Sometimes it's good to try and save recall, not get forced out, and let your healers heal you up, but definitely should have recalled there. Okay. Let's see what we do here. Also, apologize if I sound sick. I am a bit. Okay. Oh, I remember this. This is good. You hear the Ash up here. You come up on a flank angle, and you get a great timing on them. What you do here, though, is you are so scared of this Mercy. So scared. You gotta pick. That Mercy can make your pick not matter. You should be working to make sure that she doesn't get this res, because this is a tough res. You're on top of it. You're a Tracer. You have a great matchup into the Mercy. You have a health pack there as a resource that you can blink to if you take a little damage from the Mercy, which you do. You should be using all your resources, your recall included, to make sure that this kill stays a kill. But Mercy takes a few shots at us, and we're like, run away. Because we're surprised, probably. Mercy takes a few shots at us, blink to cover, blink to health pack for full health again, shoot Mercy in the head a bit. She goes down to like at least 2/3 health. But if you have good aim, like half health at this range, it's a bit more RNG with how Tracer's been nerfed. But point is, now Mercy's got to focus. You got one more blink to use. Mercy turns at you, you blink again, you keep shooting her, and she's definitely forced off. If she's not forced off, then you recall and you keep the engagement going. You'll probably recall about back to here. You can keep shooting and then go behind cover, get another blink back, so on and so forth. You gave this up way too easy. The Ash comes back. You're forced off of great positioning because now you have to go around to take the fight, and you waste a bunch of time. Okay, you go, yeah. You lose a bunch of time going here. Once again, okay, you do get a nice pick here on the Ash. Yeah, the rest of the fight's fine. Probably could have chased better, but it's a bit nitpicky. Let's get the kill anyways. Good to save recall there. Alright. You do eventually do it, but I would have already been getting in this flank position, either going all the way up there and around, or what you eventually do, go through here. I would have already been doing that instead of waiting here. But you do it eventually. It's not. You get a nice stick. Pretty good landing sticks for your rank, especially. Now here, we have a flank position, and the enemy doesn't know we're here. So, we have our pick of the litter, essentially. We can choose our fight here, and let's see what we do. What's that? Nobody knows you're there. You have nobody forcing you to do anything. You have the option between a Zen, a soldier, and a mercy. And out of those, you pick the scariest, the soldier. When the Zen is half health the whole time, and you could easily one-clip him. That took it way further back than I wanted to, but we'll go through it here. I mean, you can probably see the logic here, but I just want to demonstrate what we should have been doing here. Okay, so we're sneaking up, we sneak up. Oh! Here we are. Well, it would play for a second while we're sneaking up. Oh! I've snuck up around here. Zen's half health. Shoot at him, blink punch, and blink back or out or recall. We gotta pick, no matter what. 100% should have been the play there, because he's still not full health when you come out here, and you pick the hardest target to kill out of all of these, and very far away. It was just very poor selection. And then you fight this soldier, and we missed that we have a recall back, because right now recall. If you recalled, you probably could win that fight. You're not bad at executing your 1v1s when you get them. Execution isn't too bad. I mean, it could be better, but it's not too bad. Definitely could have recalled there and won the fight, though. Okay. Don't know why we're crouch walking here. I don't know what you're expecting to happen, but should not be crouch walking. So much time wasted here. Holy. So, real quick. Shoot at the Zen! It's like you don't want to shoot the easiest target, right? The Ashe, you know, fine. The Ashe was there for the taking, I suppose. But then once we kill the Ashe, what did I say at the start here? We want to increase our matchups with our most favorable matchup as much as possible throughout the game. We have easy opportunities to fight the Zen before he's really aware that we're there. But we choose to shoot at the Valking Mercy, which is one of the hardest targets in the game to shoot, and there's realistically no way you're going to kill the Valking Mercy given the character you're on and your mechanical abilities. Not that your mechanical abilities are bad, but to kill a Valking Mercy on Tracer is like god levels of mechanical ability. There's a Zen right there. Doesn't fully know we're there. Easiest matchup. Still don't want to shoot the Zen. The Zen comes to take a fight with us. You take the fight with the Zen. Why are you shooting the tank? Bad pathing. We don't have to go out into the open here. We can force them to chase us. If we want to blink away to somewhere, we can stay here, blink over there, get to cover a lot easier. But yeah, recall. The fight's over. It's not like you can save recall to do anything, really. Oh, I path through this left over here. You path through in front of an Ash who could theoretically headshot body shot you right here. And you don't even try to blink across the area where the Ash is looking. You don't get punished for it, but it would have been a lot safer, and you do the exact same thing by going through here, coming around here, bam. You also have a lot better way to peek, peek. I would have tried to blink pulse him, but fight's won now. No reason to do that. Bam. Kills. Bam. Don't be so scared. You should only be crouch walking like this when you know there's an enemy that's gonna be there that you can get. Oh, taking a matchup with them for the first time. Use all our resources, win it, and go back to our team. Perfect engagement, exactly what you want to do. Perfect. That fight is pretty much perfect there. What are we doing? What are we doing? Your team's fighting, you're doing nothing. Your team's fighting, you're doing nothing. You see the soldier, you have an isolated 1v1, you can take it. You hit the stick, that's good. And then you pick the right target here, probably. I don't think you noticed that the soldier got rezzed, but... At this point, the fight's over. But, critical thing to notice, the Zen died. Your best matchup died. That means he's going to be coming back from spawn. You're way in enemy territory. Easy spawn camp kill. You don't go for it. Like right now, I'm sitting right here. I'm waiting for the Zen to get out into open space right here. Or maybe even right here. I'm pouncing on that dude. He's dead easy. Easy kill. But you didn't realize the Zen died. Or you didn't think about it at the very least if you did. And he surprised you instead. Now we know the Zen's there. Completely isolated. And we still don't try to spawn kill him. I know he forced your recall out, but he's easy. I mean, you probably didn't know because you didn't think about it, but we should definitely know that the Zen's going to be peeking the sight line, and we're just straight lining into it. He would 100% could have killed us right there. And he gets us low. I would have just recalled immediately once you get to 25 health. No reason to wait for it. Fight was over. Okay, this pathing's not bad. This is pretty good. Think before you shoot. People don't know you're there. Yet, you have surprise. You can look, just like with that earlier engagement, you can look and decide who you want to shoot. I'm not saying who you chose to shot there was necessarily bad. There wasn't really anyone you could kill there specifically, but it's more just the principle of nobody knows you're there. You didn't have to shoot the Mercy and then switch to the Soldier because you realized you wanted to prioritize the Soldier instead. You can say, oh, I want to shoot the Soldier, and then you get the full clip on the Soldier rather than, whoa, blinking too much, panicking, really. Should have blinked into the health pack. You don't use health packs to your advantages enough either. As Tracer, your health packs are so good. You should be playing around the health packs, blinking into health packs as much as possible so that you can preserve your recall cooldown for as long as possible. Blink into the health pack. So scared. Why are you so scared? For the love of everything that is good in Overwatch. Half health Zen, half health Ash. Half health Zen very much within your range of fire. Half health Ash very much within her range of fire. We picked Ash for some reason.
Your team is close to taking.
Panicking. Who was threatening you in there? Nobody. Now we run out into open space where the whole enemy team is. We chill out. We get our health back, which is good. Okay, so Zen died that fight, which means he's going to be coming back from spawn, which means easy spawn camp that we don't do. You should make this guy, every time your Tracer and the other team has a Zen, pretty much every time at least, you should make them swap off Zen because they're dying way too much. And if they don't swap off Zen, then it's a free game. Look at how free this Zen would be right now. So free. I mean, open space, all by himself, no chance for anyone to peel. It was a nice rocket, but look at this engagement. Okay, I went too far back. Or for a console player, I can't really choose where I want to go. Engagement distance here. Nobody knows we're here. Nobody knows we're here. Okay, we shoot the Curie. People know we're here now. Blank back to this cover. Or blank to this cover. But you can't be got, really. But I blink back to this cover. Because where are the targets that you can actually fight? Here. Or the targets that have a range advantage on you if you take any engagements. They're right here. This one, you're not going to do nothing to. I'd blink back to here or even recall immediately once that soldier started shooting at me. And we want this in. You've taken one fight with the Zen an entire match as Tracer. Should have just recalled. And you're just breaking a rule of Overwatch characters. Not just Tracer, but any Overwatch character, you should be taking your favorable matchups. And you don't ever fight the Zen. One time we get the fight on the Zen, we kill him. They have the opportunity to fight the Zen. I mean, he ults eventually, but before that even, we had the opportunity to fight the Zen. I also don't think we need to be doing all this. Our team 100% already lost that fight before we went in here. We should just live. Now we're just living, which is fine. Blink to the...
Will
Yep,
not
okay.
stand.
I haven't watched this part. I don't know what that
Put a
means.
stop to their push.
Okay. Good, good.
Time for the reckoning!
Healing fortified.
Dude, the Meg was there. Okay. What are we doing? Who are we fighting?
Stop them!
Once again, we said, let me eco the enemy
Do something!
DPS. And we win it because we're actually not that bad. Instead of, but you're making the game hard on yourself. Always fighting the, always fighting the enemy DPS instead of fighting, the Zen and the Mercy. Once again, not that you can never fight the other ones, but yeah, that was the biggest thing, honestly, was the people you're targeting. When you have, especially when you have a surprise scenario, you should be taking your time with those, because the whole point of getting the surprise on them is that you get to take your time to make decisions, and they have to instantly make a decision to decide how to deal with you. And that's what makes surprise strong in any game, really. What else? Sometimes just not using our recall, taking fights outside of our effective range too often. And part of that stems from trying to take fights with longer range characters on long range angles. Wasting time on rotations sometimes. Never exploiting the ability for Tracer to spawn camp weak characters on respawn, especially when you're in enemy territory, you live the fight, your team didn't, and a Zen is coming back from spawn, free kill every single time, and you're creating. I mean, think there was like 3 times where you could have created a 5v4 for your team, but you didn't. Yeah, I would say those are the main things. Your mechanics, pretty good. Nothing groundbreaking, but pretty good, especially your pulse bombs. I think you land pretty well. You could get better at blink punching, so I feel like you're probably pretty good at blink punching, but or you probably understand what blink punch is, but like let's just maybe get an example here. I don't know. Like oh, also reloading or recalling reloads your weapons. Big thing. You're fighting somebody. There's so many times where you should just be blink punching, especially with the way that the cooldowns or the way that Tracer is these days. When you run out of ammo, okay, these bots are just way too big. Run out of ammo, bam, recall. So yeah, I think that's everything mainly. As far as what you asked about as far as May and Junkrat, I'm gonna assume that what you're doing in that game is essentially what you did in this game, where we're permanently fighting the enemy DPS instead of fighting, which we have worse matchups into, instead of fighting enemy supports, who we have pretty decent matchups into. and making our lives infinitely more difficult because we're facing characters that have abilities that can hit us with one shot, and then we have our recall forced, which is true of Ashe and Junkrat and Mei and Soldier if he lands his helix. So yeah, hopefully this is hopeful. I think you definitely have potential to get pretty good at Tracer. Oh, also another thing you never do is use Tracer to climb stuff. Is there a good example in here? I don't think so. But the idea is, this is above me here. Even if I jump, my feet aren't above it. But if I blink, if basically my center mass is above the object, when I blink onto it, it will put me on top of the object. So, let me see. Is there anything here? And maybe we can do this. Yeah. All kinds of spots on different maps where you can blink your way to stuff as Tracer. That's really nice. You never utilize that to quicken your flanks and stuff like that. Alright, yeah, that's it. Hopefully this is helpful for you, and good luck to you on your climb.